This is the Kid Craddock Morning Show newscast with Kellie Raspberry, Big Al Mack, Ana Castillejos, Nick Adams, Trey Peart, and part-time Justin. I'm Jose Roberto Angeles Catem Lopez Chavez de Perez, and here is Anna with our lead story.
Thank you, Brian. I'm coming at you live today with a sports report, a sports recap report. As all professional basketball players are getting ready to restart the NBA season in the bubble, Anna and Ryan were seen hitting the court by their house in the heat. They played a friendly game of who can score the most points between the two, but then they were approached by a fellow pair of ballers that challenged them to a 2-on-2 game. Ryan is 6'4", and Anna has 2 hands, so they accepted the challenge. The court was hot, but the game was hotter. Ryan led the game with a jump shot from the top of the key, but the opposing team quickly took matters into their own hands by putting points on the board with some layups and trick shots. As the game was heating up, so was Anna. Not in a good way where she was scoring points, but rather like the actual heat outside was getting to be too much for her. She called for a water break, but it wasn't enough. She knew she was weak. She knew she wouldn't last long. And then when the game between these pro athletes was tied 5-5, she boldly said, "Next point wins because I'm about to pass out." And the final portion of the game was on. It was heavy. It was riveting. Anna took a jump shot from the free throw line, but the opponent quickly rebounded and took matters into his own hands, scoring the final 3-point shot and taking the W. Good game, good game, good game was exchanged between the two teams. And in a post-game interview, Anna had this to say. "They were worthy opponents for sure. We had them in the first half, I'm not going to lie. But that is the last time we agree to play against 11-year-olds that are better than us." Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Anna. Over to you, Kellie Raspberry.
Oh, thank you. This is Kellie Raspberry Evans, home again inside Evans Manor. Now, apparently, it's not as easy to drop out of college as I thought. An email to my advisor, not enough. It turns out I was now assigned a professor who would serve as my student mentor. And his job was now to talk me off the ledge. Yes, I could still drop out. And yes, I would be able to get my money back because I was dropping out within that first week of class. But I would need to talk to my mentor first, then I could drop out. So basically his job was to get me to change my mind.
Salesman.
Since I don't answer numbers I don't recognize, and since I didn't have time to check voicemail until late in the afternoon, I wasn't able to call back my mentor until well after 5 p.m. Now, calling someone back at work after 5 p.m. is a magical hour where they may or may not have left for the day. Well, my mentor doesn't take off early.
Oh, no.
So I took a deep breath. I apologized for being so much trouble. I went through the whole, I only want to pick out paint and pillows spiel again. And then he started to do his job. He tried to tell me, "You can do this. There are classes that may pique your interest. You are not a loser who quits when the going gets tough." He doesn't know Kellie Raspberry Evans. And by the end of our conversation,
He quit.
he was apologizing to me on his school's behalf.
Wow.
And I'm turning in my official email of resignation today. Back to you, Brian.
Wow.
Man.
Ooh. Even the mentor couldn't get hurt.
The
So
story that
you,
keeps
so
on
you're a
giving.
dropout for.
Oh, I got to commend that to you, Kellie. Yes.
You did it.
She's the quitter. The quitting queen.
There was no way in hell he was talking me back into it. I was.
Oh, man.
I listened to he brought out the big guns too.
Wow.
I was like,
That's unfortunate.
couldn't take down
That's
Kellie.
unfortunate.
but I was so pathetic. He ended up apologizing to me.
I'm proud of you, Kellie.